Hi, good morning everyone. Today's topic I am going to start an introduction class about the Python, and I'm going to cover the topics about how to install Python program, how to install Python software, and how to go with the basic editors and what are all the basic editors that we can use to write Python programs, and a little bit of introduction and basic syntaxing and variable declarations. And I'm going to teach small topics and it's introductory class. And thanks for attending. Let me start giving the screen access. And, I think everybody can see my screen right now. I hope I shared my screen. Okay. If you have any difficulty viewing this recording, please let me know. And here these are the basic syntaxes. In every programming language, we need to have the software to be installed in your system, and some proper editing tool for this software. To write any programs, you need to have the tool. Suppose if I want to write HTML programming, then I'm trying to get the HTML editor. Your HTML support Notepad. Anywhere you can write HTML files and try to save that file with the .html extension. And exactly the same way here also you can do it. So for Python, every time we try to download from python.org and go to python.org and try to locate the file where it is, and it's in the downloads folder, and you can download it for Windows or also operating system Mac. Other platforms also, Linux and other platforms also will support, but right now we are covering most of the time with the Windows operating system. Again, I'm telling there is no much difference whether you write Python program in Windows or in Mac. Both are same. Not very big difference writing and executing Python programs in different operating systems. So try to locate these two and get the version of the Python software, which one is appropriate for you. And this is the latest version, 3.7.2 is the present current version of the software. And locate this because I'm not downloading it. I already have this installed in my system. So if I'm trying to install again, it is going to give me the trouble. So I don't install. I'm giving you the instructions where to install the Python software. Once this is done, you can locate simply here clicking Python in a command prompt. So you can check whether my installation is done or not, because before checking this, you need to finish one more topic. After completion of installation process and during installation process also, you need to check Python system variables, and that you need to add the path to the environment variables. Try to put a tick mark and for the path so that it is going to add to environment variables. And once it is added, then you can come and try for this installation completed. Then try to locate your Python where it is stored and try to click on Python. It is giving you this prompt. It is called Python command prompt. This is the Python. This is editor for a command line editor for the Python programs. And start writing it. Print. Suppose I'm trying to print some message. Print hi Swarna or hello world. Anything you can print a message and try to check whether your Python program installed. See, it clearly shows Python 3.8.0A1. This is about current version what we installed. And once it is done, then we'll start writing. Before going into other topics in a Python, I want to give a small introduction about the Python and what is Python, what can Python do, and why we have to write programs in Python. That we need to understand is small topics. It is all very easy programming language. Again, it's not that much difficult. Kids also can write their own programs in Python. And Python is a popular programming language. was created in 1999 by Guido van Rossum. So he's the inventor, and from that time we started using it for web development, software development, mathematics, game programming, system scripting, and in data science we can use Python in several ways. And what this Python will do, we can write some server-side web applications we can create using Python, and we can create some workflows, or we can automate the process using Python. We can also modify all the files, database system files. We can connect to backend database, and MongoDB supports for this Python. And you can interact with the database, and also you can write any kind of program using the Python without mentioning lengthy code and long scripts, and it's very short and easy to understand. That's why even I like Python a lot. So after that, also we can use in software development, any kind of applications we can develop using Python. Why Python? Python works on different platforms. As I told you, one is Windows, Mac, Linux, and Raspberry Pi, etc. And you can work on with any kind of a platform with Python. Python has a simple syntax. It's like English language. You will definitely feel like whether you are learning English or I am learning Python. Both are having so many similarities. It's like all keywords are English-like. So Python also runs an interpreter system, meaning interpreter means code can be executed as soon as it is written. Like if you write in this way, prototyping can be very quick and fast. So that's a major advantage for the Python. Python can be treated as a procedural way and object-oriented way. It supports object-oriented OOPS concepts and also procedural way. You can a block of statements can be executed, and also functional way. Like you can write functions and try to call the function, and whatever we write, more similarities in other programming languages also. If you are perfect with JavaScript and kind of things also, it's easy for you to understand all this programming structure. If not, then we'll take you from the scratch basics. You should not, again I'm telling you, should not be a very big programmer to understand this Python language. And so Python is very readable syntax. So we compare with the other programming languages. Python, but basically the main rule for the Python, when you are writing, you have to maintain the indentation to follow the Python, and white spaces, and the scope. The scope is loops, functions, and classes. So other programming languages often use curly brackets for this purpose, but here we simply just based on we rely on indentation instead of giving these brackets and everything starting and ending. Indentation itself is meaning writing a block level code in Python. That is very important. So that is about a small introduction about Python, and I already explained how to install a Python. If you have a difficulty understanding how to install Python, please point it to me. I will definitely walk you through step by step and how to make sure you are getting Python software inside. Once this is done, then also you need to go with Python ideally, and this Python ideally let you write more sophisticated, for more easy way to write your programs. Strike look at this Python shell here, or you can just simply type here Python. When you go for Python here, you see that ideally integrated development environment. This also comes along with Python, and you can install it. It works for the Python programs only. And here also it is very similar to the command prompt, but here you have more options. See here, it's in file, edit, shell. It's like whenever you open and you see, yeah, this navigation I already know very well, I'm familiar. I feel like that. So You can try working with a small program here. Suppose I'm trying to add 2 plus 3 and it is going to print 5. The same way, suppose if it is 2 lines of code, I'm executing single line code, I'm executing, that is okay, fine. Suppose if you have a 10 lines and 15 lines and also lengthy programming, then that time this shell has a inbuilt functionality for this. When you open this, and it is giving the notepad kind of structure when you want to write more programs in a Python shell. And when that time you try to go to file and navigate, go to new file, and then everybody know, right, what it is showing. It's like a notepad. So just to start writing any programs and try to save it with py extension, that is a basic default Python extension, and go to print and hello world, anything. See here, as soon as I started double quotes, it is giving me IntelliSense to easy for you to go and locate the syntax. If you don't need to remember the syntax to write, then try to give the value, and you can separate the values also with the comma and the single quotes with the string characters, and it is giving that information. Just simply don't, at present it's a beginner class. I'm not going depth programming. I'm just one level, single level documents. Hello world. Okay, I'm trying to execute hello world and try to execute this. And once it is done, and try to save with the extension file, save as. It must be saved with .py extension. And first Python program, or whatever it is. Better don't give any spaces in between two keywords. Follow the naming when you are trying to locate the Python program, writing and saving into your directory. This can be saved. This Python program can be saved anywhere in your system, because I already added this into the environment variables. So it is automatically locating your Python program and the software, and it is trying to give you the output for that. Right now I already created Python tutorial 1 folder here, and try to locate that and try to keep that program in the first Python program .py. Make sure your Python programs ending with the extension py. It's like a notepad file. When you write any text file, you save with the .txt extension. In the same way, Python requires .py extension, and save. So my Python program saved in the particular folder. But saving this, after saving, you don't need to navigate to this folder to execute in ideally in a Python shell. But if you are going with the system command prompt, you need to navigate to particular folder. Now I'm going to run this from run module F5. So it is giving directly into Python shell. I'm using Python shell only, but for the extra facility to write a block of code or lengthy code, then I'm opening a separate notepad associated with the ideally prompt in Python shell, and I'm writing my code, saving that file into the system, and from there itself I'm trying to run my program. It is going to give me the exact output whatever I have written here on the command shell. Here nothing to confuse, it's easy process. Keep writing programs, then you will understand this path and navigation, and initially you can test with 1 or 2 lines of Python codes, and be familiar and this way of programming. Also Python gives so many editors to write your Python programs, not only this shell. One of the important one I like, and most of the time I engage with, is the Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is also important, and also Edit Plus. You can write with the Edit Plus is a software. Everything you can download. Initially, everybody they give free trial versions in Edit Plus. You can use it for 1 month, I think. So go to editplus.com to download it, and from there also you can write. These are all editors. Any editor means, because Python rely on indentation, all your editors will provide indentation automatic. Every time I cannot check for this indentation when I am in a busy time and writing more programs, then auto indentation is very important for me to write Python programs. So now I installed Jupyter Anaconda product. It is a Jupyter notebook. If you want a more sophisticated program and to write, then try to go to anaconda.com here. So I'll show you where to install that Anaconda software. www.anaconda.com. Here is anaconda.com. Here in the downloads folder, you can download it in the system. And once if you download, Anaconda has a product called Jupyter Notebook. This is one. Jupyter Notebook is a product of Anaconda, so you will also get that Jupyter Notebook along with that software. Try to locate here Jupyter Notebook, or you can just simply type it here. Type to search, or here you can go to Jupyter Notebook. This is another way of writing your Python programs. Try to open this, and it has so many facilities once it is in a Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook also, it will go to the through command prompt. It's internal process. We don't do any operation until you get Jupyter dashboard. First of all, immediately it will give you a Jupyter dashboard. After opening that, it is trying to take me to Jupyter dashboard. Here is this is called Jupyter dashboard. Try to familiar with this. It's like a file folder in Windows, like folders and files, saving file, root directory. These are all just simply easy navigation. Look around it and work around it, and try to make some files and create a file. Any file, what all the supported files are here, you can work with this Jupyter dashboard. Right now I am showing here Python 3. Suppose initially I don't want to go with all this, simply I want to try with only one single Python file, then simply don't worry about all these folders. Simply click Python 3. It will take you to the Jupyter Notebook directly. So what is the step? First, try to locate that in the navigation part here in the left side in Windows system, Jupyter Notebook. Click on it. That will take you to the Jupyter dashboard. From the dashboard, whatever the file you click, it is coming here. Always Jupyter Notebook save all your code into IPYNB extension. So from there you can directly interact with any kind of programming. You can use this Jupyter Notebook as a notepad. Suppose right now I'm not working with Python. You can convert automatically this into the two cells. This is called cell. This cell can be converted into code or markdown. When it is in a markdown state, then nothing is going to happen. See that prompt is not there. Right now it is working as a simple text. And right now, or you can convert into code. When it is in a code mode, it is going to be Python. So whenever you see this one, this symbol, run this cell, means this is going to execute a Python code. You can work in two ways. Also follow along with this, because you are already familiar with some notepad, Microsoft Word and all. You have that all the menu. This is called main menu, and these are all important things that they kept it here. Be familiar with all these. And also I will take some other session to explain only about the Jupyter Notebook, how it is going to interact and how to export the file and how to convert from there into the Python and all. Everything I can take another session for this. This is for now. Just go around it simply and make a copy, save as, or make a copy, or anything with a small file. Right now let me show you this one. Untitled 7 is going to be my first program. My first program, and rename. This is the way you need to rename your first program, but try to locate the same file when you come back again, or you can check here where is your program, because I already saved my first program. See, my first program.ipynb, it is showing the green mark, means right now you are editing the same file. See, here also you can check running. It's running right now. What all the files you already opened, that shows very clearly, shows it is running that particular file. So that is a way you need to go and just locate your file. You can start writing. You don't need to be familiar with in-depth programmer to write. Start writing Python programs. Start writing and single sentences or something in English, like keywords in Python. We can discuss small topics about basic syntax and what to follow for the writing Python programs. Simply to understand whether my Python is working here in Jupyter Notebook or not, I want to type a single statement here. Print again, hello world, and shift and enter. Very important. Shift and enter is to execute the block of the code. At present, I am in this block. So try to execute. This is called a cell. So when it is prompting in a green color, it is all selected and it is giving you the output immediately because it is interpreted language, line by line execution. So here print hello world. Like this, it will automatically take you to the next cell. Suppose intentionally you want to make one more cell here, always come here and plus insert cell below. So click on it, insert cell below. Empty cells these are. You can write your programs. And otherwise, just once if you're done, then simply shift and enter will make you to create another cell. It will give you another empty cell to write a Python program again. It can be Python or non-Python. Suppose I don't want to write Python program. I want to describe heading for every chapter for all Python programs. All Python programs can be executed in the same file. Further, you can convert these block of codes into Python scripts, or you can export the entire this Jupyter notebook. So you can store all your Python source code in one file itself. So this way you can make it. And also suppose I'm writing 100 programs here, I'm getting confused what all the programs I have written. Clearly you can state with you can state and you can mention every topic's heading with the markdown state. Suppose right now I'm going with the Python syntax, that is my topic here. So I don't want to execute that statement. Two ways you can mention, you can name it for this and keep this one in markdown state and simply write Python syntax. But when you are writing in a markdown state, it is going to accept heading. Heading is going to be star Python state, or just simply go it is and Python code, or it is asking code. So markdown, keep this in a markdown state and star. We'll see this one here. Should allow you to write Python coding. Yeah, this way we can interact with the Jupyter notebook and also Edit Plus and any editor, whatever the way you are feeling convenient. Please try to install that particular editor and start writing programs. And in next session, I'm going to cover Python syntax and more variable declarations and numbers and casting strings and operators, and I will cover all basic topics during this session, Python basics. And I'll meet you in next class. We'll see from there. But make sure for next class you must install Python software, and ideally make sure you have that editors, and also Jupyter notebook is been installed through Anaconda. Make sure you have all this in handy to write further programming in Python. I see you soon and I'll meet you in next class. Thanks for attending. Thank you so much. Bye.